The new atheist movement was a bold uprising which championed freedom of speech and intellectual debate, and which validated non-belief as a legitimate religious affiliation. But for all the Four Horsemen did, they really dropped the ball on the finer nuances of the intersections of non-religious oppression in our society. So today, I'm going to explain the social justice aspects of atheism. Not that it's my job to educate you, but I'm feeling generous today. The first thing we need to talk about is how we atheists have a right, and indeed an obligation, to talk shit about religious people, even if they've done nothing to us personally. The oppressed have every right to hate their oppressor. And you know what? That's just what you get when you oppress atheists for thousands of years. Even though I myself have only been alive for 20-something years, and I've basically gotten the best deal from a historical perspective, but still, I have thousands of years worth of pent-up rage at you people, so I get to be a dick about it forever. But if you respond in kind, that's not okay at all. The bottom line is, religious people, you've had your turn to rule. Now it's our turn. You've had over 2,000 years to dominate and made a complete hash of it. My only comment to religious people is, if you don't like it, bad luck. And if you get in my way, I will run you down. But don't worry, there's no time for that now, because what's that off in the distance? It's a church! Oh wait. Wait, no. That's a church. Yes, a church. The breeding ground for atheophobic ideas and the continued othering of atheists. We need to seriously reevaluate the very existence of churches and organized gatherings of religious people. And if you do have religious spaces, they need to focus on their own toxic religiosity and how it affects atheists in order to help people deconstruct their religious identities. But let's be real, you don't need religious spaces, you already dominate society. Every space is a religious space. In fact, simply by being religious, you contribute to the oppression of atheists, especially in the form of microaggressions. Yes, microaggressions. For example, that whole fight about the phrase, "In God we trust on our money." Well, despite what many of the new atheists have said, it's not about the legality of it, or the fact that it paves the way for future religious intrusion into the government because you didn't complain about that, so why are you complaining about this? No, none of that. It's because it makes us feel a little bad for being kind of excluded. But it gets even worse, because when someone says, "bless you," or wears a cross necklace, or has a religious bumper sticker, or even just mentions that they identify as a religious person, you might think that that's just them living their life, not harming anyone else, but it's actually a form of microaggression which directly contributes to real discrimination and anti-atheist violence. I assume there is research and evidence to support this claim, but there's no time for that now because we haven't even talked about atheist trigger warnings. Religious studies classes, history classes, and philosophy classes should all come with trigger warnings to caution students against, trigger warning, discrimination against atheists, atheophobic ideas, and acts of violence against atheists, which include saying things like, "atheists are stupid," since this clearly threatens the safety of atheists at universities everywhere. And to all the naysayers who think that atheists don't really have it so bad, that we aren't institutionally oppressed, and that we aren't suffering every single day of our lives, just shut up. You don't have my lived experience, so you don't get to talk. If I say I'm oppressed, then I am, and it's not my job to educate you on the issues or to engage in a debate. Hopefully you can now see how all these factors intersect to oppress and subjugate atheists under our beliefist capitalist theotriarchy.